Many Magic the Gathering players ask the question, can I play Commander on Magic Arena? And the answer is, unfortunately, no. You cannot play Commander on Magic Arena. However, you can play Commander on Magic Online. In fact, Magic Online is the way to play Commander online, aside from over a webcam, of course. And since Daybreak Games has taken over the management of Magic Online, the company has done a fantastic job of overhauling and updating a lot of the features of the platform. With new product bundles offering players access to what is, quite frankly, a staggering number of cards for a reasonable price, as well as a concerted effort to keep the client's card database up to date with supplemental product releases like Universes Beyond and Commander Masters, as well as a brand new competitive league system, there really has never been a better time to play Commander on Magic Online. Not convinced? Well, what if I told you that for the price of a single paper Commander Precon, you can add over 7,000 cards to a new Magic the Gathering Online account? And not just bulk either. I'm talking real, powerful, and legitimate Commander staples. Now, I know, for someone who hasn't played Commander on Magic Online before, or who hasn't done so in many years, the prospect of hitting the online Commander streets can be daunting. That's where this video comes in. This video will provide you with all the information you need to play Commander Online, including how to get cards, how to find and play a game, and how best to configure your in-game settings so that you can spend as much in-game time as possible actually playing the game. That's why Magic Online has always been my preferred way to play and experience Magic the Gathering digitally, because it is close as we can come to a true one-to-one. Everything that you can do with Magic the Gathering in paper, you can do on Magic Online, usually for a lot cheaper and definitely 24/7, all from the comfort of your own home. So let's dive right in, shall we? Getting started. If you don't already have a Magic Online account, it's very easy to get started. Download the client from www.mtgo.com and follow the instructions for creating and verifying an account. Once you've logged in, you'll automatically receive a new player kit, which contains, among other things, 2 of each common from recent standard sets, 30 of each basic land, and 5 complete pre-constructed decks, 1 of each color and each major MTGO format. The Commander Precon is a mono-black Braids Arisen Nightmare deck, complete with several black aristocrat staples like Blood Artist and Grim Horus specs. With your free account, you can play with this Braids Precon in the Commander Open Play room. In Open Play, there are usually dozens of Commander games happening at any given moment. It's like Commander Night at your local game store, but all the time. You can watch a game that's ongoing, create a new game that other players can join, or just hop into a new table whenever a spot opens up. If you want to plan an online Commander game with friends, you can even set up a table that only players on your buddy list can join. This is a great way to get a feel for Commander on Magic Online without spending any money at all. Now, you can play with that Braids Precon in Open Play for as long as you want. Once you've gotten the hang of Magic Online, by spending just a little bit more money in a one-time purchase, not a subscription, you'll gain access to the rest of the Magic Online platform. Specifically, a $5 account upgrade kit grants you access to the entire platform's offerings, such as league play, other paid events, and interaction with other players like chatting and trading. And to sweeten the deal, the account upgrade kit grants you over 5,000 cards. No, I did not misspeak. 5,000 Magic the Gathering cards for only $5. And not just jank cards either. Those 5,000 cards include 4 copies of many staple commons and uncommons that you'll need to play the top decks in MTGO's main formats, including Modern, Pioneer, Pauper, and Legacy. More relevant to your interests, this kit also gives you 1 copy of a ton of staple commons and uncommons in Commander, including Swords to Plowshares, Cultivate, Pongify, and all 10 Signets and Talismans. On Magic Online, 1 copy of a card is all you need to own in order to use that card in any Commander deck you build. It's like swapping your Swords to Plowshares from deck to deck in paper, but without actually having to pull it out of one sleeve and push it into another. You also get 50 of each snow-covered basic, as well as a complete cycle of 2 different kinds of rare lands, the Temples and Check lands. Again, you get all of this for just $5. These are new features added by Daybreak to reduce the barrier to entry for new players interested in playing Commander on Magic Online. If you have an existing account that you upgraded before this change, don't worry. You can get everything I've mentioned thus far by purchasing a collection upgrade kit, also for $5. One more easy purchase you might consider making if you want another massive boost to your collection is the Commander Workshop Bundle. This one goes for $39, which is less than what most Commander precons sell for these days. And this bundle adds an additional 2,000 cards to your Magic Online collection. This time, mostly rares and mythics, including tons of powerful cards like Wheel of Fortune, Doubling Season, Toxic Deluge, a huge selection of popular commanders like Keenan, Atraxa, and Chatterfang, and several dual land cycles, including 9 of the 10 shock lands. Between the new player kit, the account upgrade kit, and the Commander's Workshop, you get over 7,000 cards. You'll have 30 of the top 32 cards on EDHREC. In fact, of the top 100 most played cards in Commander according to EDHREC, 82 of them are included in one of these 3 bundles, all for only a one-time payment of $44. No monthly subscription fee. Again, you get all of this for about the price of a single paper Commander precon. With all of these cards, you can build tons of Commander decks to play with people from all over the world, including your friends, any time of the day or night, all from the convenient and comfort of your home. Daybreak even offers a pile of sample Commander decks in different color combinations and strategies using just these 7,000 cards, and I will link to those decks in this video's description. Now that you have a collection of over 7,000 Magic the Gathering cards, it's time to start brewing. Luckily, managing decks in a collection on Magic Online is a lot easier than doing so in paper. Building a deck. Building a Commander deck on Magic Online is fairly straightforward. Under the Collection tab, you'll find a list of all your decks in various formats, as well as every card that's currently in your collection. If you're looking for a specific kind of card, you can filter the cards you own by a variety of parameters, such as format legality, color, and card type. To create a new deck, simply click Add Deck. That will take you to this window where you can either import a text file for a deck you've already created, such as a list you have stored on Moxfield, or you can create a new deck from scratch on the right side. When you upload a text file of an existing deck, Magic Online creates the deck for you. Any cards in the deck that you already own on Magic Online will automatically be added, while any card you don't already own will have this yellow and black border around it. If you own a different version of a missing card, for example a version from a different set, just right-click in the deck area and choose Update with Versions in your collection. When creating a deck from scratch, simply search for each card you want to add using the search bar at the top, then drag the card from your collection into the deck. Alternatively, you can use the search filter feature to show you a selection of cards that you can drag and drop from. Filtering by your deck's color identity or searching for all cards that reference a specific thing, like artifacts, is a good way to find potential cards for your deck in your collection that you might not have considered. By setting the quantity filter to 0, you can find cards you might want to swap in at a future date. Magic Online will tell you if your deck isn't legal with a yellow caution symbol. Once your deck meets the legal requirements for Commander, you're free to start playing. Once you've got a deck together, it's time to play. One of the best things about the Magic Online platform is the many different ways that you can play Magic. For Commander, you have 2 main options: Leagues and Open Play. Finding a game. Ready to get a game? Head to the Constructed tab and click the Commander section. From there, you can spend 5 tickets on an entry into a competitive Commander league of 3 games, or just click Open Play to play against other players on demand for free. There is no entry fee or cost to Open Play Commander, or any other format for that matter. The competitive Commander league will cost you 5 event tickets, which you can buy in the store for $1 each, and this will last 3 games. After entering, you can queue up whenever you want, and you'll receive prizes based on your record. I mentioned Open Play earlier in the video, but let's go into more detail on how it works. Open Play is hands down the best way to pick up a game of Commander online. The Open Play room is almost always packed regardless of the time of day. Joining an existing game is as simple as selecting your Commander deck and then clicking the play button on an open game. You can also create a new tab using the Create button, adjusting the game's settings as you'd like. There's even a comments section where you can specify the kind of game or power level you're hoping to play. When joining another player's game, be sure to pay attention to the comments below the list of players to ensure you're not bringing something too strong or too weak for the table. This is the Magic Online equivalent to the pre-game discussion that you might have in a paper Commander game. Once a table has 4 players, it'll fire, so get ready to play some Commander online. Games of Commander can go long, and that's no different on Magic Online. To make a game of Commander on Magic Online go as smoothly as possible, you'll want to be familiar with the interface, as well as know a few key details about how turns work. Let's take a look at what a game of Commander looks like on Magic Online. Playing a game. A game of Magic Online Commander looks like this. Your own battlefield takes up half the screen, while the other 3 players each take up a remaining 1/6 of the screen. You can click on various windows like the graveyard or the revealed zone, which is where you can see cards you know your opponent has in hand, to open or close them. As the game progresses, board states get pretty crowded. Knowing how to maximize your space by opening and closing windows is therefore key to having a good experience playing online. When a player is defeated, you can fully remove their battlefield from the screen using the Minimize button on the bottom right of their battlefield. If you have some mishaps piloting your Magic Online client in your first few games, such as accidentally skipping your combat phase or even skipping through your whole turn, don't feel bad. Literally everyone who has ever played Magic Online has made those mistakes at some point or another, myself included. And hey, if it does happen, you will probably get some sympathy from the other players, so they are less likely to attack you for a few turns while you catch back up. Maybe. The 2 most important aspects of playing Commander on Magic Online are not actually about playing the game at all. At least, not exactly. The first critical thing to do in a game of Magic Online Commander is to ensure your stops and hotkeys are set up. Your stops are these divots at the bottom of your screen, above and below the different phases of an MTG turn. The white triangles are the phases you've chosen to set a stop in. That is, on those phases, the client will give you priority anytime you would normally receive priority. If you don't have a stop set on a given phase, the client will assume you don't want to do anything on that phase and won't attempt to give you priority. That's true even if the phase is one that you almost certainly want to take an action on, such as on your main phase. The bottom row of white triangles signifies the stops you've set on your turn, while the top row are the stops you've set on your opponent's turn. You'll notice there are 3 times as many stops on opponents' turns as your turn. That's because you have 3 opponents, so you can technically set different stops on each of your opponent's turns. By default, Magic Online will set the same stops for all your opponents, and I recommend that you don't change that. If you ever want to change stops, click the little lock button on the right side of the stops row. You can only change your stops when that lock button is unblocked. This is to prevent you from accidentally removing an important stop with an errant click. You can also set your default stops pre-game in the settings menu under dual settings. I highly recommend only setting stops on the phases you know you are likely to want to take actions. Commander games online can last a very long time if everyone always opts into getting priority for every single action. Another important tool to make your MTGO games smoother is the yield through the turn function. If you know you don't have any actions you'll want to take on an opponent's turn, you can use this to yield priority automatically. To yield through the turn, simply right-click and then check the box that says Yield through the turn. You can also select Yield until next end step if you want to yield through most of their turn, but you have actions you know you want to take on your opponent's end step, such as cracking a fetch land. Passing priority is the other action you'll take many times when playing Commander online. Anytime you have priority, you can pass it by pressing the OK button in the box on the left side of the screen. It's critically important to pass priority as soon as you're sure you don't want to do anything with your priority. Feel free to think, of course, but players taking a long time on priority for no reason is a big factor in a game dragging on far longer than it needs to. To make both passing priority and yielding through the turn easier, you can use hotkeys instead of dragging your mouse and clicking. The 1 key is the default hotkey for pass priority, while the 6 key is the default yield through the turn hotkey. Using these hotkeys is a great way to minimize dead time in a game of Commander. The second aspect of playing Commander online that's vital for everyone having a good time is a question of etiquette. If you join an online Commander game, you should treat it just as you would a paper Commander game. Just because you can't see your opponents doesn't mean they aren't real people who just want to play Commander, same as you. It's poor form to rage quit a game of Commander if something happens that you don't like, but you aren't actually dead. If someone brings a commander that you have a personal distaste for, that's not their fault. Everyone has different preferences, and if you leave the game immediately just because someone else is playing something different, that's bad for the game long term. Players are less likely to want to play Commander online if every time they do, someone gets angry about something or other and quits within the first 5 minutes. Don't be that person. I'll say it again. All the same etiquette rules present in paper Commander apply in an online game as well. This should honestly go without saying, but in my experience, online Commander players are far more prone to rudeness and selfish behavior than paper players are, perhaps for the same reasons that internet comments are always meaner on average than in-person interactions. So you should always remember to treat the other players at the table how you would want them to treat you, not just online, but in person, and everyone will have a good time if you do. And there you have it, all the ins and outs of Commander on Magic Online. I hope very much this video was of some help to you. Links to beginning your Magic Online Commander career are available in this video's description, and remember, it's not just Commander that you can play on Magic Online. Any format, from Modern to Pauper, is present there in more or less the same capabilities as you could do in paper at your local games store, only in this case from the comfort of your own home. And if you did find this video helpful, you could help me out greatly just by remembering to hit that subscribe button, hitting like, leaving a comment, or most importantly, by sharing with a friend. Looking to play paper games of Commander over webcam? Check out our guide to doing so here, and remember that the Looking for Games section of the Tolarian Community College Discord is and always will be 100% free, and you can join that by following this link, also posted in this video's description.
Next time on Shuffle Up and Play.
Welcome to Shuffle Up and Play and our brand new set. Charlie, what do you think of my set?
I think it came out super nice. You're more of an Aerith guy instead of a Tifa guy. That's pretty interesting. It's pretty telling. Hey, my name's Charlie, Moist Critical.
I'm Boxy. I stream Magic on Twitch.
It's me, Krim. You've seen me play on MTG Goldfish.
So I don't play blue. I decided to put this card in, and apparently it's hated by the masses. Somebody called Grand Arbiter Augustine.
You're a real scoundrel. You're a scumbag. You're a scumbag. I thought this was gonna be a fun game of Magic.
Yeah. If you want to give me a light tap.
It's not a light tap though. It's like a dominatrix like.
Safe
I
word.
like the light tap.
Safe word, safe word, safe word, safe word.
Safe word, safe word. Krim,
I'm gonna-
please, can you get rid of the Grand Arbiter?
It is Chun-Li that will kick our faces in.
I will kick your face in.
Yes!
This is chat's fault. I didn't do this.
Yeah, blame chat, all right?
Yes, this is chat.